Here is a typical example on how Union Pacific has a serious problem in management. Look at these guys. This guy is installing or fixing a tire that has flat, that has a split ring and a split rim on each tire. So each tire has a split ring, split rim, a liner, a tube inside the tire. That is the most gruesome combination you can have on the road. Look at how many pieces of equipment he has to use. It requires enormous labor, human muscular effort, just to get the rings out, to get the rims out, keeping hammering every component just to put to a single tire. That's Union Pacific. That chassis is the shop. This is the only shop they got. This is the only shop, like a makeshift yard. This is the office. I don't know what that's for. Maybe labor work or restrooms. But the restrooms are here. And this is the trailer. That trailer in front of you, behind the blue garbage. This is these two trailers are the machine shop. They have all the parts and the tools. Beside this part right here. That's the only thing they got. This is the entire shop that deals with thousands and thousands of chassis, because the chassis come from every state. Each chassis that you see here, it will travel thousands of miles to go to another state, and you keep having the chassis. Look at, well, this tire right here on the side. This is a modern full rim with 10 bolts inside, and it has no tubes. But this one on the ground is the most complicated tire that requires enormous labor. This one right here. The one on the ground and the one that's standing. These tires require tube inside. If you look between these two tires, you are going to see what you call it, the separator. Each one of these tires will have a rim, a split rim, and each split rim is attached to the tire by a ring. It's called the split ring. Very backward, very gruesome technology. It takes a minimum of an hour of hard labor to be able to get the tubes out, to remove the tire, to get the tube out of the rim, just to throw it away. And they have to throw the tube away. The only things that will be left are the two rims and two split rings. It will take a whole hour of physical labor to do that. And I am waiting here in a line for my turn because of a stupid problem. The chassis is missing the cranking handle. Look at all these trucks behind me. This is one, this is two, and this is almost three. Well, all these trucks are wondering why I am untailing here. I'm untailing because I cannot move the chassis because it has no cranking handle. Everybody's criticizing the Union. Well, you can say it is too big, it is too complicated, you need a lot of mechanics, a lot of space, a lot of parts. At least you can remove this gruesome backward technology of having split rims and split rings to reduce the tension. It's the most dangerous industry. Dangerous in terms of the mechanic will get hurt. The guy who fixes this tire is going to get hurt. It's not going. Why would you destroy your entire body, your hands, your shoulder, your back, your knees, to fix a stupid tire that you can replace it with the modern tires that have no tubes, a single rim, and a tubeless tire? Everybody is doing that. Why does Union Pacific stuck in the dark ages? Well, no, because maybe it is just too big or too much bureaucracy. Well, more bad news. You cannot fix the cranking handle. That is a mechanic. And he decided to flip the container on another chassis. That is how complicated the business is. I did not look at he said the part of the rod that's supposed to attach to the crank handle is broke. So he's going to issue a flip ticket, authorization to flip the chassis. After waiting an hour to get my turn to speak to somebody, what did he say? He decided that there is a problem. What is the problem? Why he can't fix it? I did not pay attention to it when he came here. He said something here is broke. Which part is broke? I can look my hand here. Oh, there's something is broke inside. He cannot. That is what is the problem here. The bolt is broken inside. The bolt is broken inside the hole. And he does not have the tools to get it out. All he needs is a drill and a propane flame to heat it up and get it out. But he does not have this kind of tools. So the only thing he's going to do is just to flip the container on another chassis. That is another day of work at Union Pacific. Here is my trailer going to be flipped. Because I cannot pull it with my tractor. He has a lever, a lift. You can raise it up to the point where you can raise the landing gear from the ground. Now he is writing the authorization to flip. To the crane. This is what's called the flipping operation. So I have to follow him to the crane, where he will take that trailer off the chassis, put it on another chassis. Almost 5:30 now. Those are thousands and thousands of chassis and keep it changing every day. Every day, at least 500 of them or 600 will leave Utah and another 500 will come back to Utah. So all these chassis are really overworked, hardly overworked. They need enormous repair. Don't have a lot of people, or don't pay enough money, don't have enough space, you don't have enough time to fix all the problems. He knows his way. That crane is waiting for him. No, he's going to make a turn, a U-turn or a full circle. Did he go under? Oh, he did not go under. He just he took the side. Stuck. Because I cannot get it under the crane. I only got a ticket. Flip authorization form. That's all I got. And I have to wait for somebody to take it under the crane. This is how they drive that kind of crane. That is a motor, I guess. The motor has the small gear. I don't know what you call it, sprinkle or something like that, or a spickle. And we have the large gear, like a bike, like a bicycle, on that wheel. That's the chain, a metal chain, and that's the motor. Where does the motor gets its electricity from? I think that's electric motor. You can see a lot of tubing. Those are the air pressure that these 4 lines that runs to the top. You look very carefully. You discover that 2 of them have the same thickness, the other 2 have a different thickness. The thicker the hose, the more air force will have. Both of them, they have the same air pressure, but the thicker one will impart greater force. If you look from the top, why is the bottom ones are equal in thickness? Most probably they will change in time, because the thicker one will have to have longer time to fill up, and the thinner one can fill up very quick. But at this stage in the bottom, they have the same thickness, diameter. Then you have 2 lines I think those are the brake lines that brake. How does this wheel brakes? Does it brake with like a disc drum, or brakes electrically? Electric brake, I don't know. But right in front of you, this is the engine. How do you know the engine? Look at it has a muffler, like a catalytic converter. The tube that emerges from the top. It makes this like 90 degree and 90 degrees to the top. It goes all the way to the top. That is the exhaust tube. The exhaust tube goes all the way. So this is your engine, a diesel engine. It has also to have a dynamo to generate electricity to supply power to all the sensors and the sensors and the motors. And the one in this wheel, I think this is driven. This doesn't have motor. This is just a passive wheel. So the driving wheel is in the front. You can say this is a two-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive machine. On the top of the engine that packs on the side, if I try to guess, I would say that is the air filter or the intake manifold that takes the air from outside to allow the diesel to be ignited. Then you go to the top of the engine. As we said, this is a power station, which means it has a diesel that will generate the motion, the kinetic energy, and it has a dynamo that will convert the kinetic energy to electric energy by the magnets. And you have the wires, these black tubings are the electric wires that go all the way to the top to feed all the electronics, any electronics that are being used. Of course, it has lights. They might depend mostly on, instead of electronic signaling and sensors, they might do the wide thing and just depend on mechanical sensors. Because everything here is huge. You can see here, you can tell here there is this is some electronic like might be just a hub, electric hub. I do think they're using electronics. How heavy it is, how heavy is the electronics here. Of course, they have a communication. I mean telemetry. There is another hub right here. The rest of it are just chains and beams and pulleys and cables. If you look carefully in the very middle on both sides, before this ladder, there is one line here and one line here. Those are not cables. They look like cables, but if you look very carefully at them, they are stainless steel tubes. This is a tube. This is not a cable. The thing that is shining on the side that gives you the impression of a cable is just a diffraction of lights because of the moisture in the air. This is cable and this is cable. Of course, because I am sitting close to it, I can tell you it is. Sorry, it is not a cable. It is a tube. Because I am sitting close to it, I can tell you it is a stainless steel tube. It is not a cable. From the picture, because of the moisture in the air, that kind of vibration on the side that gives you the impression that it is bouncing. It is just an illusion because of the moisture in the air. But this is a stainless steel straight tube on both sides, and in the bottom of it, I think it works some kind of a piston. What does it lift? It lifts something at the top, not very heavy, but when you put it in motion, it looks like this. Now he is driving to start the line, the rail line. Going to make a turn. He came from a break time. He's going to start the line. The line is right here. This is the beginning of his line. This is a pair train, which means a train that doesn't have containers. I think he's going to run all the way to the east and start from the east side. We are here in the west side. Maybe not. No, he started from here. He's going to start from here. That is the first job. He's going to lift that container from the chassis and put it on the train chassis or the train car, the rail car. And the aeroplanes are changing the direction today. This aeroplane that's coming toward us, it is going to the, from the south direction to make a full U-turn for whatever trajectory it has. It's going west now, westward. What this man is doing, he is putting the locks for the second layer. He's taking the very chassis to the storage. And those chassis are really abused badly because of the enormous bounding force. Lifting up and down destroys a lot of components, which make this job almost an impossible mission. The mechanical bounding, imagine you have 40, 60 tons of metal, you're bounding in up and down. Too many things fracture. The worst part that costs you a lot of money are the tires. He stores the chassis and he's going to the next job to pull a new container and bring it back to the crane. And this one is coming from outside. This one is going to put it on the spot. And when the time comes, the yard jockey will put it. The yard jockey have to put it in a certain sequence to certain parts of the rail cars. Depending on, I don't know exactly, depending on the location, where is it going, or certain kind of, because not all these rail cars are the same design. Different designs, different dimensions, different destination also.